I'm NAI Deputy Director Paul Caputo, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit about presenting a virtual session and presenting a virtual conference. Just some tips and techniques, some things to keep in mind as you're presenting, and some things that you'll want your speakers and your keynotes and everyone involved, everyone who's going to be appearing on screen, just to think about. The first thing, everyone here has presented in person. Please practice, practice, practice. You want to make sure that you know your material. It should be about you. It should be about the content. It should not be about the technology. We're all getting used to this virtual environment, but still we want to focus on the actual content. That goes for your presenters and your staff as well. Make sure that they're familiar with the technology, but more than anything else, it should be the agenda and the content and what you're presenting, and how do you get that a message out to your audience as efficiently and effectively as possible. Just like you would if you were presenting in person, be on time. People's time is very precious. Make sure that you're logged on at least 15 minutes early as a presenter, because you don't know what kind of technical issues that you might end up having. You want to wear, you might be presenting from your kitchen, right? But dress appropriately. Dress like you would be dressed in front of an audience. Speaking of your audience, make sure that you respect your audience. It's something we take very seriously at NAI. Be sure that you use inclusive language, gender inclusive terms, like say hello everyone instead of hi guys. Use they instead of he or she, that sort of thing. Certainly avoid slurs that will alienate or trigger people. Sometimes those slurs are part of a story or part of an example. If you can't avoid using strong language, alert your audience that it's coming, and give them plenty of warning, because you don't know how it's going to affect some people. Even if it's not coming from a place of hate, there is still the possibility of affecting your audience in a very negative way. In terms of your visual presentations, if you're doing a multimedia slideshow, like a PowerPoint, use small amounts of text, use large graphic elements. Consider issues of color blindness. What would your presentation look like if you did the whole thing in black and white or grayscale? Don't rely on color specifically to convey messages, because not everyone necessarily can receive those. When you're doing a virtual presentation on a platform like Zoom, use the speaker view and the gallery view appropriately. Gallery view is to be used when you're having a conversation. You want to be able to gauge people's reactions to something that's being said. Use speaker view when it's just one person, or if you're showing your slides. Use mixed media. You have the opportunity on a virtual platform to show videos, be creative, pre-produce things. There are opportunities that the virtual platform offers that the in-person one doesn't necessarily. So take advantage of those. And then, of course, build breaks into your conference. People will need a moment to use the bathroom. Being on a virtual platform is exhausting. There's research out there that shows that engaging, trying to make eye contact with people, reading body language on a computer is actually physically and mentally exhausting to people. So build in lots of breaks, give people lots of opportunities to do something that isn't just sitting there and listening to you speak. So in addition to those few pointers right there, I do have some further examples of best practices when you are using a virtual platform for a conference. Make sure you're set up somewhere that you're not backlit so that everyone can see your beautiful face. Make sure that you're framed correctly and looking at your computer's camera. Otherwise, it can be distracting. Be sure to find a quiet setting free from distractions. It's best practice to mute your audio while you're not speaking. If you're participating in the meeting, you should actually participate. People will know if you're multitasking. If you're sharing your screen, you'll want to make sure you share just the one window instead of the whole desktop.
Now, if you're thinking about walking Howard, they're running lead by Utley. If you're thinking about walking
It's totally safe.
you've got a guy on deck.
Try to time your meals so that they don't coincide with your Zoom meeting. Also, don't talk with your mouth full.
Don't do this.
Well, I hope that helps as you're preparing for your virtual conference. Please know that your NAI staff is a resource. We are here to answer questions. We're available to help in any way that you need. And also know that the speaker guidelines that we make available to our presenters for the national and the international events that we put on are available on the community resources page of the NAI website. Most of all, just happy planning and happy interpreting, and good luck to you in your virtual event.